Steve, final game of the season on Saturday. What are your thoughts and feelings going into it?
Well, we've had a long chat this morning about Tuesday, about the fact that we did play well for large spells of the game, but the fact that the slide at the end of the game between the sort of the third and the fifth goal, it was unacceptable. Defending wasn't good enough. We've talked about it though, and hopefully they can learn from it. And we're just eager and determined to put a good performance on the last game of the season against a team who we know really well. They've picked up from obviously how they started. The manager has done well there, but we know we're capable of beating them, and the players believe that now, and we've just got to go out and prove it, and send the fans who have been great all season away with on a high.
It's your 58th game of the season, 30th just in 2018. How will it feel to end what has been a very long campaign?
Well, you don't really want the season to end, because you always want to be doing more with the players, but they do need, they're more than most will need a break this summer. And as I've said a number of times now, they've given me everything they've got physically. They could have done better at times with the ball. They could have done better at times without the ball, certainly. But on the whole, I know they give me everything they've got, and it's a squad who we've who are inherited and I haven't been able to add to, but I've enjoyed working with them all, and hopefully you'll be able to continue the relationship and the working relationship with a lot of them next season. But again, that's to be seen.
Frustrating thing is fine lines. If you hadn't got a dodgy penalty at Bromley, or maybe turned a few draws into wins, we could be sitting here Wembley final talking about the players.
Yeah, I think, as I say, I don't think we've came against many teams who have been that much better a football side than us. Even Tranmere down there, apart from as I said, one striker's performance, and another hat-trick the other night against us. I totally feel that we've given as good as we've got as a football team. We've just made too many mistakes at vital times, and not had the rub of the green. But it's not been down to lack of effort, which is why I find it very difficult to completely lose my rag with these lads, because I know the mistakes that they make are honest and genuine mistakes. They're not lazy mistakes. They're not frustrated mistakes. They're just the things that we need to learn from. But hopefully a full pre-season with the lads that I want to be working with, and hopefully a chance to bring a few more in, and we'll be able to nail it down from the start, be able to get a system of play going, instead of coming in the middle of the season and trying to change everything round, which I felt like I had to do.
Has the trophy run and the sort of subsequent fixture pile-up affected the way you've ended the season at all?
I think it has. I think for any team to, it's the huge disappointment of the trophy as well. As I said, it's a once in a lifetime chance for a lot of these lads, and as I said, the decision down there ultimately, has cost us. We'd hope we'll be able to turn it around, but ultimately we've gifted them a goal and a way back in a game where we were absolutely dominating. So. But they have to dust it off as footballers. You have to dust off disappointment. You have to play on to the next game. And I just think physically the amount of games, especially away games, and the amount of hours sapping the legs on the bus and in and out of hotels and spending long spells of away games doing nothing in receptions of hotels. And I think it's very tough to pull out really sharp and effective football performances. But we haven't done badly, as you say. The fine lines. I'll be disappointed where we end up in this season. Whatever happens, hopefully we'll beat Leyton Orient, and then we can't finish any lower than just below mid-table. But I'll even be disappointed with that. But there is reasons for it, and as I say, we've got to look to improve next season.
It's Orient on Saturday. If you were to pick some highlights of your season, the 3 Orient games would certainly be up there.
Yeah, absolutely. The league game down there, we were very dominant. We played very well. And then Justin came in and they did improve a hell of a lot. They're a good side. They've had some good results lately, but the 2 cup games were really tight, and as I say, we showed a load of character down there, and we just had enough up here as well. But the end of the season, it's disappointing, because obviously it's my first job in management, and I don't really want it to end. There's loads of work I want to still do, but I'll have to put that aside and put a plan together, and hopefully know where I'm going to be come maybe the 1st of July. I'm not so, I am disappointed with where we're finishing in the league, but whether we finish 13th, 15th, 14th, 16th, that in many ways isn't as important to me as having the last few games to be able to have a look at people, have a look at players in different positions, having a look at John Mellish, Kieran Green, Macaulay Longstaff, who, our young players who I haven't yet seen in the first team environment. So the last 3 or 4 games have all involved those lads as well. So that's been of a value to me, although the results haven't been the results we want. That'll be a value to me come next season.
So Orient on Saturday. What you touched on it just before, but what's the approach going to be?
We want to put on a performance for the last game of the season, I suppose like the Eastleigh performance. You know, just put a good solid football performance with pace and good attacking play on what's probably the best, one of the best pitches in the league at the moment, which they've done really well with the pitch this season. And as I said before, maybe small condolences, but send the fans away with a victory to go into the summer with it, which is an uncertain summer for everybody, the fans, the players, and myself and the staff included. So to go away with a victory is really important.
You met with the fans last week for an end of season chat. What was the sort of reasoning behind that?
I just think you have to have a relationship with your supporters, at any club. But I think when you're such a small set of sort of group which is less than 1,000 most of the time, you can be a little bit more personable, and you can let them know what's going on. And as I say, it was a really good opportunity just to get things off the chest that they wanted to, ask questions. I answered them as honestly as I could, but in all honesty, there's a lot of things I don't know as well. So, but I think it's important. I think it's really important for a club like Gateshead to have a really good affinity with the fans and the staff and the players, and that's what I'll be looking to improve on next season as well.
And what came out of that talk, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, they asked me about what's going to happen above me. I've told them the limited sort of information I've got. They've asked me about my own position again, which is it's something I don't know at the moment, and about going forward, players and where they're going to be. But again, as I say, it sounds like I didn't say anything, but we had a good hour where we spoke, and I give them as honest answers as I could. But as I say, what I know is actually as limited as maybe they do.
Finally, back onto the pitch, how's the team looking fitness-wise? There's
a couple of knocks, to be honest with you. There's probably a couple feeling sorry for themselves a little bit after Tuesday. They've got to get over that now. They've got to puff their chests out, get out there on Saturday and put on a performance.